Oh my god, I was gone for like 2 weeks and you did this? How? I can't. Stop. Thank you. But how did that happen? Last video I had 500 subscribers. Now it's like 900 in 2 weeks. Guys, that's insane. I had to turn off my email notifications for YouTube because it was just too much. But I appreciate it all. And even more so, I appreciate the comments because I just love talking to people and I love when people talk to me. So thank you for the comments and the likes and stuff. But yeah, I don't know how that happened. I truly don't. I guess the 3DS is very relevant right now. Speaking of that, the screw that was stripped didn't fix it. No, I tried with hot glue that somebody recommended, like put like a drop of hot glue on there and then screwdriver and then it will work, but I didn't let the super glue dry because I was impatient. My mom said half an hour should be enough. It wasn't. So now this little screw has a bunch of super glue on it, so it's completely destroyed. But I unscrewed this one because this one's okay, and I took the plate off like up to here, so like I bent it. Not enough to break, carefully bent it so I could see the SD card. And then I took this stylus from my DSi that I lost 10 years ago and now I found in my mom's toolbox. And I like stuck it in and I pressed the SD card out. And then I switched it out with my old SD card from my 2DS that has 64 gigabytes on it. And now my DS. This thing is back to the way it's supposed to be. It's modded. All the apps that were on the SD card are now here. My Pokemon Crystal save file is saved. I thought it was gone, but it's saved. It did corrupt, but I fixed it. So, 46 hours, not lost. Speaking of the 3DS, the online is shutting down. I mean the Wii U as well, but who cares about the Wii U? Let's be real. The 3DS is shutting down, so I've spent the last few days just grinding getting Pokemon Safari friends in Pokemon X and Y so I can have the friend Safari filled up in case I want a shiny hunt in the future. I already got 2 shinies just by like getting friends and seeing what they have. I posted them on Twitter, so follow me on there. I got so many friends on here. I'm on Pokemon Y right now because it's the best game. I will miss this. The PSS system, my favorite thing in the world. I'll make a video about that if I want to. Yeah, sure. So yeah, I went to Vienna. Here are some pictures. Why am I still holding this? My favorite part was going to the Museum of Technology and seeing a Game Boy there and a 3DS from China. And there was also a Commodore 64, which I stole. So yeah, Vienna was fun. I said in my last video that I'll try going to some retro gaming shops. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time. Like we had like 2 hours the first day and then 1 hour the second day. And there was only one shop that was close enough to walk to and it was closed on the first day. So I was very sad and annoyed. But it was open the second day, so I walked up to it and it said, "Be right back." So the owner was like on lunch break. So I was kind of panicking because like I only have half an hour before I have to go. The owner came and he was nice. I asked him if I can take pictures, so I did. So like I'll show you pictures. But I want to talk about something. And it's not just this particular retro gaming store. I would imagine all of them are like that. Why are they so expensive? Why is stuff so expensive there? I mean, I kind of get it. Like, you have to pay rent and you have to have a salary. I get it. But like, do you have to go so overboard? Let me give you an example. I bought Pokemon Ranger from my local gaming shop. That's not retro, it's just a gaming shop that happens to have old games too. And this gem was 25 euros, complete in box. And potentially still has the Manaphy egg because the save file isn't... The previous owner only has 3 hours of gameplay, so 25 euros. At that retro gaming shop, this game was 50 euros. But not only that, the box art wasn't original, it was a reprinted box art and it was very obvious. So that felt like a scam to me. I wouldn't buy that, and especially not for 50 euros, that's insane. So I have a bunch of pictures here that I'll insert about stuff that I found over there, right? So we can look at my first retro gaming shop experience, how I was expecting it to be expensive, but it still hurt to see it, and I didn't buy anything. Because with my eBay skills, I could get everything there for cheaper on eBay. Right, so let's go. They had a very nice DSi that's like a bronze color. 100 euros for that. Seems pretty cool. And then we have GBA games. Pokemon Sapphire German version for 100 euros. That hurts. Then we have, let me zoom in, I can't see. Then there was a Zelda game for 100 and another Zelda game for 150. Here's F-Zero and Metroid for 35. I feel like that's okay, but then again, I want the Zeldas and the Pokemons, and those are the most expensive franchises that you can get. Then we also had the original Game Boy Boy. And we had Pokemon Crystal for 100 euros. Italian Pokemon Yellow for like 80, and then I'm guessing a German one for 85, Japanese Red for 80, German Blue for 85, Pokemon Pinball. No, that's Pokemon trading card game for 50 euros. Like, is that really worth that much? I don't know. And then we have Pokemon Gold and Silver, both German, for 80 each. Super Mario Bros. Deluxe for 150. That's in box, so I guess fair enough, but still. I mean, I do have to say, Pokemon games on eBay, they also cost that much. But like, these are German copies, and I would want them English, and you can find English copies for that price on eBay, so there's that. Like, even if you don't buy anything at the store, it's cool to see things that you don't remember ever seeing in stores when you were younger, because you just weren't aware that they existed. Like the Zelda limited edition 3DSs. Although I think that says 500 euros. I feel like that... oh god, that's a lot of money. I get it, but like, why? Yeah, they had a bunch of stuff, like the consoles. I think that SNES was 100 euros, which I guess for a console, that's pretty cool. But yeah, once I saw the price for the Pokemon Ranger without the original box art, I didn't even bother checking the other 3DS prices or the DS or the Wii prices that they had. I could have potentially maybe got some. I took 70 euros out of an ATM to like spend in Vienna, and I spent nothing. Yeah, I have a video here instead of a picture, so I can't really zoom in to see what exactly these things are, but I feel like they wouldn't be that expensive. I just, you know, after seeing 50 euros for a Pokemon Ranger, I was like, oh, I don't even want to see the rest. They had a bunch of amiibos, which were also overpriced, I feel like. I could get them from Nintendo.it. Then we had the GameCube games. Like, it was really cool to see Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door in person. They had 2 copies too. Then you see the prices. Mario Kart Double Dash, 85 euros. I've seen it on eBay for 60, and I wouldn't pay more than 60 for it. I just haven't bought it for myself because I don't really feel like I need it because I already played it. Then Pokemon Colosseum was there. It didn't even have the price on it. So we could be like, oh, it doesn't have the price, so it's free, right? No, it doesn't have the price because it's so expensive that you don't even want to know how much it is. Then we have Wind Waker for 150. Yikes. I could find that for cheaper on eBay. Yeah, Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, Pokemon Colosseum, and then Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess didn't even have prices on them. Like, I know Twilight Princess is expensive as fuck, but like, ooh. Seeing it in person, like on eBay, you're like, yeah, people just like try to get as much money as possible. Plus on eBay there's shipping, but seeing it in person just kind of hurt actually. Like, it broke my heart because like I want these games. But oh god, dear lord. They had Pokemon Stadium for N64 in box. Don't know how much it cost. They had the Super Nintendo plus Super Game Boy thing. They had an NES for 350. Oh god. They had some cool Game Boys. Game Boy Advance SP for 200. A Game Boy Advance SP for 200 in a box, which I got for like 70. Like the same model, except mine was pink. They had Zelda, Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages. That was pretty cool to see. I want to play that game. I don't want to pay for it though. Was that all? No, I swear I have a picture of Pokemon games for the DS. I just don't know where. The pictures are a bit out of order. By the way, they had bricks at the museum. That was cool. Oh, here it is. Okay. DS Pokemon games. Some of the most expensive ones besides Pokemon Emerald. So we have Pokemon Black 2 for 150, Pokemon White 2 for 150, Pokemon Pearl for 85, Pokemon Platinum, I can't really see the price, Pokemon White for 100, Pokemon Black for 100, and they're all German copies, so they're not even the most desirable. I got Pokemon White too, English copy for 35. I got Pokemon White English copy for 35 on eBay. Both of them in box. Pokemon Soul Silver doesn't even have the price on it. Sure, it's complete in box with a Pokewalker, hopefully. I got a Pokemon Crystal, Portuguese version, that plays in English for 50. Sure, without the Pokewalker, but like, at the end of the day, I care about the game, not the Pokewalker. Not to mention, again, these are German, so they're worthless to me. But yeah, it still kind of hurts to see that. They had a bunch of Switch games. I wouldn't be surprised if they sold them for 80. And now Splatoon 2 for 40, that's pretty good. New Nintendo 3DS XL Monster Hunter Edition for 450. God, oh god. These prices, they always surprise me. So I guess this is what I wanted to talk about in this video. Are retro gaming stores expensive? Like, too expensive? Does anyone even buy from them? Like an average person who has a normal job and has to pay bills and has some extra money maybe left. Like, do you buy that stuff? Can an average person buy that stuff? I can't. Like, do they just see, like, how do they price this stuff? like physical retro gaming stores, do they go on eBay, type in the game, and the first listing for Pokemon Coliseum is like 150, and that's why they price it at? Instead of like, if I were a retro gaming store, like sure, I don't know anything about running a business. I know you have to pay rent, electricity, probably water, because you have to have a sink and a toilet in the back. You have to pay salaries. I get that, but I don't know. I would like see the average price on eBay and I would put it a bit lower so it actually feels worth buying. Or do these stores like buy the cheapest option at the best condition and then like mark it up to get money? I don't understand. I don't even want to know, to be honest. But yeah, since I only got to see one store in Vienna, I am already planning a solo trip to go there by myself without school, so I can have all 24 hours in the day to like actually buy a bus ticket and go around with the bus slash the tram slash U-Bahn and like go see more than just one. Yeah, I'm basing this whole video about retro gaming stores being expensive based on just this one. But I feel like all of them are like that. Austria probably has a higher buying power than Slovenia, so maybe that's another thing. But then again, I just feel like it's way too expensive. Mario Kart Double Dash for 85 when you can get it for 60? Too much. Anyway, that's just my little rant about wanting to buy games that I can't. But I do have to say, I really enjoyed being in there and just seeing all this stuff, because it's stuff that you usually don't see. I've never seen an SNES in real life. I've seen an SNES controller, because my cousin had it, but he didn't have an SNES. It was cool seeing an NES in store, and all those games. They had a lot of inbox stuff. It's like, it was really cool to see, even if you don't buy anything. You can treat it like a amusement park. Or a museum, you can treat it like a museum, where they have 3DSs that aren't from China, but from Japan. So yeah, that's all for this video. Like and subscribe. What are your thoughts on retro gaming stores? Like, is your specific retro gaming store also expensive? Or is it maybe cheaper and affordable? Let me know. And thanks again for almost 1,000 subscribers. Like, that's insane. And I'll see you next time. Bye!